My name is Ayomide. Yes, my name is Ayomide. My full name is Ayomide Elliot, and I'm your instructor for this UI UX design. So I'm going to be taking you all the throughout this week. Yes, I'm definitely going to be taking you throughout this week, teaching you the very basics of UI UX, what UI means. That means what you see, and UX, what is being designed. So if you are with me and you can hear me clearly, can you do well to make use of the chat button, and you can just use maybe you can just tell me your name. Yes, let's start with introduction. I think introduction is very much okay. Since we are going to be going on with we are going to be going far this week, so I think it's best we know each other. All right. So can we or just tell me your name? Probably your first name is okay. My own first name is Ayomide. So you can just tell me your own first name. I think that would be very much better. So let's quickly do that. So let's do that. All right, I'm waiting for everybody. Oh. All right, okay, I can see Pelumi's message. Okay, so I am Pelumi. Okay, nice meeting you. All right, so it means two more. All right, so I'll just proceed and then we go on. We go on. I don't want us to waste too much of time so that we can kickstart. Um, I trust God to help us in this class so that we can be able to learn together, and then so that all of us can be able to benefit from each other. And all right, okay, someone just said, okay, I should call you Oluwapelumi. Okay. All right, Oluwapelumi. I will not forget that. I will not forget that. I'm actually very jovial person and very free person. So I would really love to meet with you guys. Even personally, you can always reach out to me, privately. I'll definitely reach out to you. I respond to any of your messages or anything we discuss in the class. And then, or you want to be my friend, definitely I want to be your friend. I don't just want us to just remain as instructor and student alone. All right. So yes, so today we're going to kickstart, and wherever we are able to get to, if we're able to get to a good checkpoint tonight, it's a very awesome thing. So we're going to be looking at introduction to UI UX design. Yes, I'm super excited to take you guys on this very journey, because design is very interesting, very sweet for you to learn, and at the same time easy for you to give up. Yes, one of the very key thing you must hold to yourself as a designer is the fact that um there's no skill, hmm? There's no skill that you learn that it is not easy for you to give up, or that is not hard. Do you get? It is your approach towards every skill that you learn that makes it either difficult or hard or medium. If there's anyone like that, all right? If there is anyone like that. So let's go forward. So welcome to the section on UI UX design, creating engaging user experience. So I'm sure you guys could see my screen very well. So that's why. So I'm not going to rush because we have 1 week. So and then we're going to take it, very awesome. I really wish that we would just take out, let's say, all of these things shouldn't take us nothing less than we have 34 slides. So nothing less than, let's say roughly, let's say roughly 1 to 4 days. Then we can use the 5 and 6 day for real practical items whereby I'll be able to take you, some things, some deep things into Figma. Yes. And then you really see the beauty things. So that's where we cook things. All right. That's where we cook awesome designs. All right. So today we will explore the exciting world of UI UX design and understand its significance in creating successful digital product. So as a UI UX designer, your role is crucial in creating interfaces that are not that are not only visually appealing but also providing exceptional user experience. So another thing is that throughout this presentation, we will delve into the fundamentals of UI UX design, the design process, and the skills required to excel in this field of tech. So another thing is that you need to know is that by the end of this section, or by the end of this class, anyone, you will have a solid foundation to kickstart your journey as a UI UX designer and create engaging experiences for your users. So one of the very key things that you guys need to know about this class, or to know about everything we're going to do today or throughout this 1 week, is the fact that it is not the end of it all. This 1 week class is not going to be the end of it all. It is what is going to pedestal you into your greatness into this field. Are you with me now? So it is actually for you to be able to it's a booster to push you up. It's a real boost to push you up because it's a very wonderful thing you are having at your fingertips. All right. All you just needed to do is just to perhaps pay for your certificate. Do you get? Certificate is actually very, very, very awesome. Very, very awesome. I have a number of them with me, not just in designs, even some deep things into design too. And I'm still wanting more certificate also. It's a very awesome thing because you never can tell where you might get to. In fact, it's going to you even have to put it in your CV or your resume, all right? So it's very, very, very awesome. So don't let this great opportunity slip you away. Don't let it slip you away. Engage it. Be very much attentive, be very much willing to learn about it. If there's any point, we have a week free. That's why I'm actually recording this class so that perhaps if there is anything you are not really getting, you can actually go back to it again during your free hour during the day. Or let's say you want to, it might not necessarily be that you want to accumulate it all after we are done with the class. It's always best you can go back to it again and all of those things so that you can learn about it. So that's how computer um field are. Whatever you learn today, it's always very necessary that you practice them. If you don't practice them, you're definitely going to forget about it. So let's begin. So as you know that we're talking about UI UX design, UI simply means what you see, and UX is what is being done. All right. So whenever you have a product, all right, whenever you have a product, all of us have a mobile phone, right? You are definitely engaging into something, right? You are pressing something, you are touching something, and all of those things, right? So all of the things you are doing is that you are making interface with the digital things that is being created. So there is someone somewhere that has created that which you are engaging. It was someone that created this app that I'm using is someone that created as many apps that you have been engaging all the days of your life since the time you begin to use phone. All right, not just phone now, system. Some of you are listening to me using your PC. Some of you are even listening with me using your tablet and the likes like that. All right, so everything that you are engaging, you are actually interacting with it. I don't think any of us currently listening to me will like to visit an application that is not, that you don't like. For example now, any application that is going to come from anywhere in the world now and try to compete with WhatsApp is going to have a lot of work to do. I can tell you for sure. When Telegram first came in, many people were not at first cool with it because every one of us were already becoming very what's the word now? Very lenient with the way WhatsApp is. Everybody's on WhatsApp. There was first to go. Do you remember that? How many of us used to go? Let's take a count on that. How many of us used to go? Ah, hope it's not only me. Hope it's not only me that used to go. There was something called to go then. And then, you know, every one of us was always using it to go on Facebook, to go on Facebook. But then as time goes on, um to go fade away. All right, to go fade away, and we all continued. So sorry about that. So back to what I was saying. So none of us. So I was saying that how many of us used to go? If you guys still remember that there's something called to go, how many of us use that? How many? I used to go. I used Facebook. So it was a very very competitive something for WhatsApp at that point in time. But then as time okay, Oluwapelumi used it. Yes, you see now. So as time goes on, you know, every one of us started shifting away when we saw that WhatsApp came in. All right. And we find it interesting. We saw that, so they started updating so many things, started updating it as much as adding status. It was looking new to us, but then it was becoming interesting because they were now trying to compete with Instagram. So at a point, Mark Zuckerberg just came from nowhere, and then he bought all of those things up. So it was just a business thing for him. So all of the things we were just doing on that app is that you were interacting with it. So now imagine they take everybody back to go. It's going to be very very bad. None of us really really want that. Why? Because you have started seeing something that is much more better than what to go can offer. I think to go still even exists. All right, so whenever you are creating anything as a designer, you must ensure that it must be visually appealing. You could remember here, see this underline place here, it must be what? Visually what? Appealing. It must be. So this is a guy here that is interacting with a digital device. Here is his laptop, there is a phone. So with your phone, laptop, you could get a number of things and the likes like that. So another thing you must take, so this is a view. Sorry, kindly give me few seconds. Yeah, I'm coming. No, Alpha. All right, so I'm back again. So back to where we were. So whatever you are doing, you must ensure that it is actually visual appealing, that everyone can use it. And I mean everyone. So whenever we are designing anything, we consider a lot of people. We consider, so you don't just come. So many people, when they say a UI UX designer, they just feel like, Musa Pema design. So sorry, I used a my dialect, all right. So back to the normal acceptable language, English. So I just want to just keep designing and the likes like that. But they don't know that much more than design, you need to understand the principles and all of those things before you say you want to create things. Do you get it now? It's just like you are writing an examination now, and then you did not read, you did not know many things, and then you expect that you want to pass. It's not going to work that way. So before, even when you're interacting with your digital device, before you do anything there, you have what you want to do. So you must be able to understand and know the things you want to do before you start creating things. All right. So much more than creating things, you must understand that there are principles that are laid down for you to be able to create what you actually want to create. Because what you want to create is in your mind, but then there are ways to be able to come about all of those things. Are you getting me now? Hope you are still there, right? So here is a view of UI. So UI is what you see, like I said the other time. So you could see this left hand side here. This is placing of elements, colors, typographies, icons and the likes like that, as much as you could see. All right, you could see this ruler. That's just depicting of the fact that you are you are not just working because you are working. You are working in with alignment and what have you, which you are still going to know about as we progress. So this is the UX. You see that the UX is like the back end of it also, just like we have front end and we have back end. So the UX is, what you put together that you use to get what you are seeing. So just like you don't know the effort I put towards this presentation, all right, but then all you're seeing is this beautiful what I'm presenting to you. Do you get it now? So you must be able to pay much attention to your backend, because the UX is so sorry, I haven't said the full meaning of UI and UX. So the full meaning of UI is user interface. So user interface is what you see. While UX, it is user experience. What is being come up together, what the feeling. All right. So let's say you use a product and you didn't like the way the application and what have you, or what you experienced there. So we call that the user had a bad experience. It means you nothing was really like nothing really what's the word now, you didn't gain something, you didn't enjoy. So a user must actually, so here is the word now. Here is the word. So look at this point 3. It said, as a UI UX designer, your role is crucial, creating interfaces that are not only visually appealing but also providing exceptional what user experience. So you must ensure that whatever product you are creating, digital product that you are creating, it must end up that the user must not just find it appealing, that means beautiful, but also find it that they enjoy using your product. All right. So let's get to real business now. So the first thing we're looking at is, what is UI UX design? So UI is what, as I said, so what is UI, everybody? So let me quickly take it off. So let me see if we're paying attention. So what is UI, everybody? All right. So what is UI and what is UX? What's the full meaning of UI and what's the full meaning of UX? So I'm waiting for every one of us. Oh, awesome, 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 awesome. I have people paying attention. So what about UI? Okay, Oluwapelumi has answered this. Okay, all right, all right. Thank you for paying much attention. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. So let's get back again. So UI, user interface design, focuses on the visual what and interactive element for of a sorry of a digital product. Let me take that again. So user interface design focuses on the user on the visual sorry on the visual and interactive element of a digital product. It involves designing the layout, typography, colors and visual element that users interact with on the screen. So you see that everything that you are interacting with, the layout, that means how things are being set, and then colors and the elements. When we talk about the element, that's we're talking about things like shapes and the likes like that. So are you getting me now? So that's what you I you know is all about. Are you getting me? All right. Few seconds, please. All right. So back again. So UX now. So we're done with UX now. So UX is user experience. So user experience design is concerned with creating seamless and enjoyable experiences for users. You see now is what is concerned with what creating seamless and enjoyable experiences for users. So you see that the key word in this UI and UX is that what user. You could see user coming up very, very, very much. So it means that what we are dealing with is that we are creating things for who? For who? Who can guess that? Can you type it on the message on the chat button? So who are we creating things for? I'm waiting for us. So who are we creating things for? Oh yeah, I'm waiting for all of us. Oh. Okay, okay. But then there's the okay for customers for people to see, okay, okay. But then the right word I wanted to hear was users. We are creating things for users. All right. So we're not creating things for robots. Do you get it now? So it encompasses the overall user journey. That's talking about for UX now, from their first interaction with the product to their final goal. So anytime a user comes to any website, they have a goal, they have what they are after, they have what they are, you know, they want to engage with. They are not just coming to your website to just come and visit, they are coming there for a purpose. So we must ensure that when we are designing anything, we must ensure that whatever we are creating, the user must their goal must be fulfilled. It must be fulfilled. It must be fulfilled. It must be fulfilled. So you must ensure that you never misses out that very key point. So another thing is UI and UX design are closely what intertwined and work together to create meaningful and what engaging user experiences. So you could see that the two of them are very, very intertwined together. All right. So many times they interchange the two of them together as UI and UX, but then by now you should be able to give the difference between what UI is and what UX is. UX is, you are trying to create what the user is going to like. So it is based on what you have done from your UX that you are going to have good interface. Do you get it now? Do you get it? So while UI, so you can see now, so this point, so I said while UI design is more focused on what aesthetics and presentation. You see now, that means what they can see, the feeling and all of those things. And UX design involves understanding user behavior, conducting research, and optimizing the usability and accessibility of the product. Do you get now? So before we design anything, like I said earlier on, is that we make research. We make what? Research. Are you getting it? We make what? Research. So it is from our research that it is based on the research that we make. We are now going to know that okay, oh, this is the pain point of every user. Let's say, for example, now, how many okay, what so let's quickly do something now. Ever since the time you started using WhatsApp, what has been your pain point? What I mean by pain point is pain, like pain. I just typed that now. Pain points. I'm sending it pain points. So what has been like your pain point when using WhatsApp? Have you experienced any pain point? Like what I mean by that is um what you find difficult, like what is always paining you that I wish WhatsApp has these features. I wish I can do this on WhatsApp. I wish, do you get? So or any app, not just WhatsApp alone, so or any app that you've actually make use of. Just like I gave an example on the group that Jitsi, it's a combination of both Google Meet and Telegram at the same time. So imagine it's going to be very, very awesome. And then they added some you know features and nice interface for us to be able to make use of. Do you get it now? So just very awesome. So there are some applications I'm sure that you guys have used. Can I would really, really love that we could give one. We could give one. Any website or application that you've used and you didn't like it. I could remember when I'm a game person, all right. So I remember when what's it called now? PES, eFootball. Okay, you see, so Oluwapelumi's pain point is adding voice note on status should be more than 30 seconds. Do you see it now? I think people, I think, you see, I've never even tried the voice note for status before because I really don't like it. I really don't like it. So I really don't really like expressing myself too much like that. Yeah, even though I'm very jovial, but then I really don't like expressing myself. Everyone will now be hearing my voice. All right. So what will you be hearing my voice? What will you be doing? Even when I see someone post his or her own voice, I can just wave it off away. Do you get it now? So, but let's say for someone that some people who the first time I first saw that feature, I just felt like, well, people are going to, you know, people like that do deal with podcast and the likes like that, they will really, really enjoy it. But then you see now, so one of the things that makes an application better is that they take user testing, usability testing. There's something called usability testing, is whereby you meet with real time users, all right, then you do a feedback. So one of the ways all these are applications they get to do it is by feedback or review. That's why whenever you download any application, they tell you give feedback. So now you see the reason why we have feedback on every app that you download is that they actually want to know what they are doing right and what they are doing wrong. So they will now check it. They check it. They have people that check. Their UX designers really take look at all of these things. So by every of the things that you guys have said, will not determine the improvement that their designer is going to take. Do you get it now? So just like as Oluwapelumi has given this our own pain points now, do you get someone too out there? And so many people also feel like they like posting videos. They really wish that they can post video of, 1 minute. That's one of the things that GB WhatsApp gives us. GB WhatsApp give you to post more than 30 seconds video. All right, and GB WhatsApp is very, very, very broad, which is really, really competing with WhatsApp. All right, so you must ensure that as a UI designer, you follow through the pain points. All right, and then you conduct research and ensure that remember is that we are ensuring that the user, you know just like we said, they said encompasses the what overall user journey from their first interaction with the product to their what final goal. So we said another thing here is that successful UI UX design considers both the functional and emotional aspect of user interaction, aiming to meet users need, goals and what expectations. So everything in UI UX design is user centered. So I want everybody to type it on the chat button. Type it user centered. Everything, so you can write it, everything UI UX design is all about is user centered. Everything, and I mean everything. Everything that we do in UI UX design is what it is user centered. It is user centered. So that's how we know that you guys are following me. So don't worry, we'll soon be done. So here is a pictorial view of what we are doing. So under UI, we have images, all right. We have color scheme, we have content, we have typography, we have form layout, we have buttons. You get all of the things you see, your favorite applications and the like. I'm deliberately using WhatsApp because I know many of us engage in WhatsApp every day, if not every minute. All right. So then for UX now, you see, we have convenience, we have usability, we have purposeful actions, we have accessible, we have desirable, we have interactive, and then we have meaningful. So it means that anytime you are considering, so it is this UX that will produce this UI. Do you get it now? Do you get me? Do you guys still get me there? Are you guys still there? So it is based on your what? Your UX that is going to determine how your UI is going to be. So based on your research and all of this, as we have discussed a few seconds ago, that will determine how your UI, your user interface is going to be. So and then we have this. So we have these 5 processes that we go through. So we have empathize, which depicts what, which I'm still going to talk about deeply later on. So under empathize is that develop a what, a deep understanding of the challenge. Deep understanding of the challenge. Then so one of the things that this empathize does is we tend to understand the user very well. We want to understand the user very well. So then define. So define is that what, clearly articulate the problem you want to solve. So you write down the problems you want to solve. So these are the things you do in UX. All right. So what are the problem do you want to solve? So if WhatsApp wants to take a look at all of these things now, so they could pick from Oluwapelumi's what's it called now? I think I'm liking this Oluwapelumi's name. All right. Okay. So I don't know if it's a male or female. Okay, but then I think I'm liking this name. All right. So if they want to take a look at their product now, they just come. Okay, Oluwapelumi says that what, she really love that the voice note is more than 30 seconds. All right. So You now be like, okay, so they'll be able to, okay, this is the problem we have now, and then they will articulate it. Okay, how can this problem be solved? They will just be like, okay, how can this problem be solved? And then they have defined it, they've written down the problems. Then they'll now move to the next step, is that they what they ideate. So the ideating part is a very crucial part in design, is that they bring, it is where we have what brainstorm potential solutions. That's where they write out all possible solutions. They write every possible solution. Okay, this is how we can solve it, this one we can solve it, this is how we can solve. Okay, we can do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. All right. So they list out series of what solutions, series of solutions. All right. Then in that series of solution, they will not be able to pick the one that is going to be the best to solve the problem. Do you get? You see that this is like your day to day life activity. These are things that we do personally. Is that not true? We try to think, okay, which one is going to be the best for me, and all of those things. So then they'll now move to the next one, which is called prototype. So prototype is that design a prototype, that is, or a series of prototypes to test all or part of your solution. So the solutions that you've actually listed, let's say you listed three possible solutions for your problem. So it means that you are going to test your solution. So when you test it, you check either if it is good or not. So that's why the number will still reduce again. So you now come to this final phase, which is what engage in a continuous short cycle innovation process to what to continually improve your design. So that's how UI UX it is. I'm sure you see that UI UX is something very interesting. Is it interesting? Is it really interesting to learn? Let's get the feedback. Is UI UX really interesting to learn? For me, it is, because I'm this kind of person. I like to solve problems. Yeah. So I want to get the feedback from us. So my favorite person that has been listening to me since, I know everybody's definitely listening to me. So she's the one. I think the way the person caught my attention was the fact that, you know he or she said that I should call her or call him Oluwapelumi. I would have preferred short, but then the person prefers me to call the full name. So I'm sure you guys could see that, UI UX is very, very interesting. So is it interesting? Is it interesting? Is it interesting? So I'm waiting for Shegun's response. I'm waiting for Matthew's response. I'm waiting for, okay, there's a new person. Okay, Janet. All right. Okay, Matthew says yes, it is. Okay, okay, okay. All right. So let's move a little. So let's take a look at this. All right. So number two is the role of UI UX designer. So UI UX designer play a crucial role in creating exceptional digital product that meet user needs and expectations. So here are their responsibilities. Number one is conducting user research to understand user behavior, preferences, and pain points. You could see now that I have explained this. So another one is creating user personas and empathy maps to empathize with the target audience. So whenever you are creating a product, you must be able to know who you are creating it for. Is it for old people? Is it from the, so that's why we consider age. Yes. You is it that we are creating it for people from the age of 13 to 50? Is it that we are creating it for just adult alone and the likes like that? So you must be able to know one who you are creating whatever you are creating it for. So another thing is collaborating with stakeholders, developers, and other designers to ensure a cohesive and effective design process. So you see that it's a collaborative work. You can't do it, not a one man work. You work with different people. As a UI UX designer, you work with a developer. You get, as you are designing, you are ensuring that you are carrying the developer along. He or she knows that, okay, this is what you are trying to do, this is your mind behind it, and all that. So that's why in a big organization, they must, when they're having meetings together, they all have to be there. So the designer is explaining and giving a view of how he or she is what is moving. Design is not just for guys alone, it is also for all gender. So another thing is applying principles of UI, of visual design, to create visual appealing and intuitive user interface. So that's one of the key things that as a UI UX designer you do. So another thing is designing interactions and animations that enhance usability and engage users. You must be able to design beautiful things that it's really really interesting to use. All right. So another thing is testing designs through prototyping and usability testing, iterating based on user feedback. So what it means to iterate is that you keep checking the designs that you've done, you keep checking it with user feedback. All right, check it amongst your from your board, then now take it to what, a real time, because before you take out a product you must ensure that that product is really really you know it's really really satisfying and it could compete there in the marketplace. So considering accessibility and inclusive design principles to ensure usability for all users, you must always consider that all users. So in your all users, never forget that, I'm sure many of you are writing, so never forget that in your all users you are considering the age factor that you are designing for. Are you getting it now? I've designed an application before that it was, they were looking at, I'm trying to remember now, they were looking at even old people in it, people of 80 something. So it means that I'm as a designer, I must not design the interface to be complex. Yes, you must never design something that is too complex for people to be able to use. You must be able to check out, okay, are there previous applications that appears like this, then you ensure that okay, whatever you are designing for, it captures all of these things inside of it. So another thing that we're looking at tonight is, and then we'll wrap it up from here. I think so, yeah, wrap it up here. So is UI UX designers need a diverse skill set including the listed below. Proficient in design software. So there are a number of things that we use to design user interface. So we have Sketch. It's actually an it's actually a software, an application that you use to design user interface. So let me try to show you the logo for that. So we have Figma. All right. Yes, it's fine, Janet. I'm currently recording it. Okay. Okay, so let me show you Sketch. So you see it is like a crystal. You can see it here. So this is it. So this is Sketch logo. So let me show you Adobe XD. Adobe XD. You can see that even before I did that, you see. So XD is actually a product of Adobe. Yes, I'm sure many of you knows Adobe very well. Photoshop, they were the one. It's a company that created Photoshop, Illustrator, and many more. There's InDesign. What else again? I think that's also. So therefore Figma, that's what I'm actually using for my presentation here. I really, 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 really love it. No, 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 no. Sorry. So here is Figma. It's an online. You need data for it to be able to work through it. So and there are many more. So you use it to create high fidelity design and prototypes. So knowledge of design principles, typography, color theory, and visual hierarchy, strong communication and collaboration skills to work efficiently with cross-functional teams. So you need all of these things. So they give you way for you to be able to work with your friends. I've been able to work with um a friend of mine and been able to create a website together. Do you get now? So you are able to, they give you chance to be able to work together with people. Even developers can actually have way to work with you. So another thing is empathy and a user-centered mindset to understand and advocate for users' need. Remember, we are designing for users. You must never forget that everything you are doing, you must always be considering, okay, how will a human being see this thing? If I'm creating a button, should it be big? Should it be small? And all of those things like that. So the principles and all of those things will help you stay glued and help you create awesome and wonderful U UI that every user is going to see and really, really love. I'm sure many of us want to design something that everybody is going to love. Abi now, I'm sure that's what you want to do. So same here too. So another thing is that another skill that you must have as a designer is that analytical thinking to evaluate usability and make data-driven design decisions. Yes, that means just talking about the fact that everything that you have been able to conduct, your research and all of those things, you are able to bring it into life. Do you get me? You're able to bring it into life. So based on, so that's where we're going to stop today. Then tomorrow we begin from the design process and then we keep moving to user research. You know, we spoke about user research, yes. So tomorrow we're going to be taking much more look about it and then keep going, move to this, and it's just so awesome, just so awesome, just so awesome. There's a whole lot of things to learn, a whole lot of things to learn. So tomorrow, see you again by 8 p.m. Again, we go again. So quickly, what are the things that you've been able to learn today? I'm sure you've learned a number of things. I'm sure you guys took notice about it. Okay, you said I would prefer. All right. Okay. Here's what I will do. After I'm done saving the video tonight, I will create a Google Drive link. Then you can be able to take the videos from there. I think that's cool, right? Is that cool for us? So never forget that UI, it's is what user interface. Are we getting it now? Is user interface. Let me take you there again. Is what is user interface. While UX is concerned with what? Creating what? Enjoyable experiences for what? For the user. That means all the processes that the user is going to take through on any digital device that they engage or product or digital product that they engage in, they must have a no, they must enjoy that product. They must enjoy that product. They must enjoy. It's not like they are going to enter into your application that you are going to design in few months to come now. Yes, that's what I'm really aspiring for that. After this class, you guys are still going to continue with your journey and you keep learning, and then keep building. Do you get it now? There are a lot of designers out there and it's becoming competitive, right? So it means that you must be way better and you must know all of these basics very, 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 very well at your fingertips. So you must never forget that. So remember, UI UX design is what is center, it's very, very center minded. You are creating things for what? For humans. So, right. So, thank you so much for joining tonight. I'm sure you guys enjoyed the class. Did you guys enjoy it? I really, really enjoyed today's class. I had time to, to familiarize myself with you as your wonderful tutor that's going to be taking you on the, class for this whole week. And trust me, it's going to be very, very awesome. We are still going to build our, maybe we'll take 2 days to do pure practicals. Take 2 days to do pure practicals where we design, wonderful things together. Don't worry, it's going to be very awesome, right? So I'm sure you guys are anticipating for that day. All right. So before that time, I'm sure you guys should have learned a whole lot of things. It's going to really, really make sense when I start designing, So you not just be like, okay, um, Ayomide, why you doing this like this? And I tell you, okay, remember this principle. That's why I'm doing. Okay, okay, okay. Through that way, what I'm going to be doing will not be a mystery to you. All right. So thank you so much for tonight. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys turning up, and I like the fact that you guys are very attentive and interactive. Yes, it can be much more better. Yes, really, it can be much more better. So see you again tomorrow. Thank you and bye for now. See ya on WhatsApp. Thank you.